Hello everybody! I am very proud to announce that I have made my first real actual CS2 skin after playing the game for so long. I've tried with some just texture-based, pattern-based stuff where I just slap the texture on, but now I've actually made in Blender my very own skin and I'll show it to you right now. I just click inspect and it will load, and this is the skin in very battle-scarred condition. I made it so that it kind of rusts, so that the very battle-scarred conditions aren't that attractive to buy. Or if you have a lot of rust code skins and just like the look, then you can still get that. This is the max float though, almost. And this would be factory new, where it really shines in my opinion. Literally. Oh, I pressed the inspect in-game button, which is also fine. You can instantly just... This is what it looks like in-game on the map Inferno. It can be a bit dark, but it is clearly clearly based on the AK-47. So I've based it off of the AK-47 because we have Counter-Strike's 25th anniversary, and I think commemorating one of the, if not the most infamous gun of Counter-Strike, the AK-47, and putting it onto the M4A1S as a special skin. I had that idea in my mind for a long time, and I learned Blender just to make that skin. As you can see, we have this wooden texture at the front, at the handguard, and at the stock. I have this fade texture on the silencer at the front. It looks like it has been heated up because you shot with it so much, so it changed colors. And then we have this little etched in stuff from like somebody who has used it before, like a soldier who etched in how many kills he has gotten, and labeled the F switch as a fun switch, the full auto switch, and also wrote down what kind of caliber the AK-47 has, and also good luck, have fun. And if you look at that, it also says aim at the metal scope, I guess. I don't know the English name. And also it says AK 1947, the year obviously, which isn't engraved. It is like stamped, not really stamped onto it. It goes, it's 3D. It goes outside instead of inside, like the edge stuff. So this is like an actual part of the gun and not just etched in, story-wise at least. And I put this little plastic magazine, which has been used a lot in the AKs. It's not the standard metal magazine, but the plastic one, which you also see a lot with a bunch of AKs used all around the world to just give it a more distinct look. The lighting isn't that strong on that map though, so it does look kind of dark. Yeah, and also the metal has a nice texture, so does the handle. Seriously, this is pretty dark. I'll show you what it looks like in very bad, just kind of battle scarred. Let's just show that. It's way darker and brownish, and with extremely worn. This is the maximum. It looks like this. Okay, you need to have like the max float for that to happen. Also, change the float back a little bit. Yeah, what I wanted to show you, that's better if I inspect it, so we're leaving the game again. Sadly, if you click inspect, then you leave the inspect server. Only inspects like this. I also made a few details like here on the silencer, also on the rest of the gun. Like the trigger is the silver, which you saw on some older AKs at least, just all the different models, where this part of the gun was this bright white metal. So I've made this metal, or bright metal, this, the trigger, and at the top of the silencer. And also has this nice little worn texture of like the edges being worn out and the white showing. So yeah, and it's very, very reflective as well. You can especially see on here on the handle is very grippy handle, and the magazine also a bit of wear here. So that is the showcase of the skin. I've made the skin entirely in Blender. I learned Blender just to make that skin. So I have spent... I'll just check it out. I have spent 30 hours making that. I don't think that's even updated yet. So around 30 hours just learning Blender to make that. A little bit of it was render time, of course. Render time, of course, where everything rendered. And this is what it looks like in Blender. I render it here as well. I've literally just learned Blender just to do that. I had a billion different problems. I had a billion different videos open, billion different Google searches for all the problems. But that for example would be just the material for the metal body. I put a little the edge texture on top of it and everything. Then this would be the details of the silencer, handguard, handle, etc. That is how I did it. I did it entirely with Blender, and I have finally been able to upload it after so many tries. I've legit done 14 different versions of just the skin. At least 14 different versions that I tried in Counter-Strike. So that is kind of intense. But now you can vote for it on the workshop, and perhaps, even though it is very unlikely and it won't get accepted anywhere, but you know, if you want, you can vote for it. And yeah, maybe like I'd just be so happy to immortalize myself in the game I love so much. So and like I said, this idea was in my head for so long, and I was just too lazy to learn Blender for it, and now I did just learn Blender just to make that skin. And of course it's just my first skin, so it's not perfect, and I'll probably make a bunch of other skins which will look better in the future. But I really like the concept, to be honest, and I think it turned out pretty well for my first real skin. So if you want, you can vote for it. It's called M4A1S 1947 because of the year, of course. And yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one, as always.